Welcome to Sibling Rivalry, presented by AML Media. Today's question is,
where should you sit on a plane? Window seat or aisle seat?
the format will go as follows. Each person will state their case. Then each person will present their counter arguments and closing statements. Then the score will be tallied to determine a winner. The arguments will be judged based on delivery, supporting evidence, persuasiveness, and rebuttal. Let's get started. First up, we have Jean. Jean, what side will you be arguing today?
Alrighty, I am going to argue for window seat.
Okay. I will start your timer now.
All right, so this comes down to a couple of simple things, and a little bit will be bias, of course. Being a larger man, this could sway both ways, you would think, but I've learned my lesson. Let's start off. The window seat actually gives you more room when you're a wider person than does the aisle seat. Now you're saying that's counterintuitive, but you got to remember that aisle is a moving piece. That is the logistics of the airplane. So whether it be people getting up to go to the bathroom, the cart person coming down, you're going to have to stay aware. It's hard to sleep. I think even most people, an average sized person like you, even your legs will kind of peek out and your knee will be in that aisle. So you're going to have to keep paying attention to that. It's no joke. That's why it's in a lot of sitcoms. I've had it. If that cart, they're pretty willy-nilly with it. If it hits, that thing does hurt because the knee, especially that side of the knee, the front, it's pretty sensitive. So that window seat, what it does is allows you to have another support system. You're having the back of your seat and you're getting that wall / the window. So you can lean into that. So what this allows you to do is have more chance of sleeping on the plane, which I think if everyone had their druthers, if they could just take a snooze and let time fly by while they're sleeping on a plane, they would. The window seat perfectly allows for that to happen, especially if you're prepared, if you have your neck pillow, or even if you have an extra sweatshirt, you prop it up. Now you got kind of a makeshift lazy boy chair, if you will. This also is giving you another dimension to move side to side. I've heard a lot of back and forth with people of, is it cool to put your seat backwards and things like that, because it's in their thing. If you're someone like me that is a little self-conscious, I want to put my seat back, but I don't because it just the imagery doesn't look right. What I can do is pivot a little bit to my side and lean on that window, and that's given me more room there. Also, someone not having much of a butt cheek to me, this allows more side by side. I can kind of switch on one cheek, move to the other side. Just gives you overall more movability and sleepability. And then also you're guaranteed an armrest at that point. Okay, so if the person in the middle seat's being a real jerk and fighting for that armrest and you don't feel like fighting it, well, at least you have the option of leaning into that wall. Also, let's throw in there, now there's some general rules, I think, of just being a good human being of when that window can be open and can be closed. If it's a red eye or something, you're going to want that window to be shut for everyone because you want the cockpit dark, if people want to sleep. And it's also just giving you the magic of watching. You get to look outside. You get to look out the window. You get to see the country. You get to see the taking off and see the wind bristle on the wings. And when you're landing, you get to see all how the mechanics of the wings work. You get to look down and look like this magic, like Earth ant farm, in some of those flyover states. So I think the window seat's pretty easy. Now I will say it has its cons. You are gonna, if you have to get up to go to the bathroom, you're gonna have to scooch past people. but that's just something you have to deal with on an airplane anyway. Everyone knows that. And as long as you're sitting with cool people and you're not doing it too much, you can keep it so you're not going to piss off your neighbors. So in conclusion there, window seat gives you more mobility, more nap ability, and gives you more of the magic. You get to feel like you're flying more than just sitting in a box.
Okay. Steven, I will start your timer now.
I get 5 minutes?
Yep.
Okay. I cannot believe that you picked window seat. I mean, a fella of your size, you're restricting your leg room. You specifically are someone who always has to go to the bathroom at least once. If I'm in a row with you and you're window seat and you need to go to the bathroom, it's annoying. And you also get like nervous poop, so you might have to go 2 times, 3 times. So I'm shocked that you wouldn't want the aisle seat. The sights and sounds landing and taking off are cool, but once you're in the air, there's nothing to see. And anybody in the middle seat or the aisle seat can look straight out the window to see exactly what you're seeing, which is the black night sky or some clouds. It also it gets hotter when you're crushed in on the side, as opposed to having the aisle seat where you can kind of spread out. You can shift your legs into the aisle. You can lean over the edge of the seat and kind of like you have so much more maneuverability with that empty space next to the aisle seat. I'm a nosy person, so I want to be able to ear hustle people's conversations. I want to see what's going on the plane. When you're up on the window, you're really locked in a little cage there. You have to ask people, what are you looking at? What's she saying? You're kind of like baby in the corner over against the window. Personally, I wouldn't really mind, but for a fella with a little extra girth, like, I feel like you need to take that aisle seat so you can spread. Because the carts only go up the aisle maybe twice. And, the best part for me also about sitting on the aisle is I can see through the cabin. I can see what the flight attendants are doing. I can see who's in the bathroom and how long they've been in there. I mean, you're really like the center of entertainment for the people you're flying with, because you can see it all. You can hear it all. And again, you don't have to disturb anybody when you get out of your seat. You know what I mean? If I just want to take a quick stroll, well, then I'll do that. If I have an emergency or I really need attention, I could go grab a flight attendant. When you're on the window, you're really at the mercy of everybody closer to the aisle for anything you need. Can you stop her? Can you get a drink? Sorry you guys are sleeping, but I have to take a shit. Can you wake up and get out of my way? That sucks. And again, like I've sat in the aisle and the window, and quite frankly, there's just nothing to see. There's nothing to see out there, except for the rare instance where it's daytime and you're landing or taking off. But let's be honest, like the area around an airport is mostly just blacktop. There's really nothing to see. And once you're up in the air, it's just the sky. And everybody in the row can look right out the window. And like you said, most of the time people are like, you need to shut that window. So now you don't even really have autonomy to open and close a window. People, you don't want to bother people. People are trying to sleep. So you got to close the damn window anyway. But my biggest thing is I'm nosy. I want to see all around the plane. I want to watch the attendants do their thing. If someone's hijacking the plane, I can be first to respond, to intervene in whatever these people are doing. I could talk to other people on the plane if I want to. And I love that people watch. I want to watch what people are doing on the plane, and I want to be able to say, like, dude, this guy has been in the bathroom 4 times, and I'm pretty sure that girl just walked out while he was already in there. I think they're banging, you know. And I have access to the flight attendants, and I don't want to rely on anybody next to me to get someone's attention. And you can see the window from the aisle seat. So the aisle seats, it's a no-brainer for me.
Okay. As a reminder for the rebuttals, you have 2.5 minutes. So I will reset the timer here, and Gene, you can go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to run down my list here to shoot some of your things down. 1, now this is for me, I have short legs. The leg room is actually not ever a problem for me. I don't mind sitting in the back of car seats. My leg distance isn't the issue there. The girth, yes, am I going to have to wide-legged? But that's why I'm saying you can catty-corner yourself a little bit and actually give yourself more leg room because you're leaning against the wall and the seat. I will say, you say getting up to go to the bathroom. I don't think I've ever pooped on an airplane. And also, I'm doing a lot of prep work when I'm flying to make sure I don't have to go to the bathroom that much. I'm not drinking coffee in the morning. I'm not drinking, too much liquids and stuff. I am planning that. So, keeping that in consideration, I'm trying to keep my bathroom trips down as low as possible. For you, yes, like to get up and take a quick stroll, that's not me. Once I'm settled, I'm settled. You do like to get up and move around. But I'd remind you, they don't like that. Flight attendants don't like people just getting up and moving around. Yes, a little bit here and there, but like just the willy-nilliness of it, they're very aware of the person that gets up and goes down a lot. Another thing saying there's nothing to see, I challenge you to see something cooler, and I've seen it twice now. A storm, when you're flying in the clouds, seeing lightning and stuff happening, seeing that storm happen up there with it is really cool. Seeing the lightning connect from one cloud to another, seeing the actual turbulence, the visual of air moving through these things is pretty cool. Now, you're right. People are going to want the window closed. People want this. Well, guess what? It's my window seat. If I want it, if I feel like being a jerk, I'll be a jerk on that. And then also, you have access to the flight attendants. There's a button. They come down. They make sure they hit every 3 people. I've actually even been woken up making sure if I want to, sir, do you want a drink? And then I guess I'll just say watching people move around, wanting to see everything, that's too much. That's going to make me more nervous. So I'm not a nosy body on an airplane. I don't need to know everything. So that does nothing for me besides maybe make me more nervous.
That's time. Okay, Steven, I will reset the timer for you now.
Okay, so a lot of these counter arguments you have are like weird idiosyncrasies that you are trying to defend. Most people want to be able to see the rest of the plane. Most people want to be able to watch the flight attendants. And the storm cloud thing, I can see out the window from the aisle. You say, hey, man, look at this. All I have to do is turn my head. Not even a full 90 degrees. And I could see it. How are you going to meet your best new friend on an airplane if you're stuck on the window seat? You know what I mean? You could talk to people. You can say, hey, can you turn that volume down on your kid's iPad? The window, you're just at the mercy of everybody and what they got going on. And seriously, you can't pretend that there's not more legroom out in the aisle seat. People go way out of their way to pick an aisle seat. I mean, I'm still in shock that you picked window seat. You're trapped like a rat. Trapped like a rat. And if your defense is that, I'll plan ahead so I don't have to use the bathroom on the plane, so that's like, okay. So obviously it's not ideal to be trapped on the window seat. I don't have to plan. If I have to Duke, I go with Duke. If I need an extra cup of ice, I flag down the attendant. I don't have to ask anybody's help. stuck on the window seat. Nobody wants to sit on the window seat except for a little kid who's never flown. So, I mean, I don't need more time. I just don't.
Okay.
Okay. Now we will have 1 minute each for closing statements. Jean, I will start your timer now.
I will keep this at I'm not trapped like a rat. I'm snug like a bug. I got my things. Once again, there's a button. If I want ice, I press the button. The flight attendant's going to know that's my exact seat coming to me. And then also, little kid, first time on a plane. You know what? Flying is a magic thing. And if you're too cool for it and don't find it interesting to look out the window, that's on you. I think this is still a magical thing. And I will go to say that you can't see out that window as good as you can sitting in those other two seats, especially when my back is covering that window because I'm getting all angles looking out the tail and the front end of that plane. So it's still magical. I'm snug as a bug, and I can get attention when I need it. Boom.
Okay, Steven, I will start your timer now.
So you can see out the window from the aisle seat. The window's this big. So it's not like you got a panoramic view of the plane by sitting in the window. You're definitely over embellishing how great the sight lines are from the window. And dude, if you're not 12 or younger, flying is not magical. So you're not sitting there in the corner pounding off looking out the window. And I like the line, you're not trapped like a rat, you're snug like a bug. But what if that plane gets real stuffy? It gets a little hot in there. Now you're crammed against the seat. You're sweating. I could see myself totally being like, I can't sit in here trapped against the window. I'm trapped like a rat. I'm sweating. I can smell everyone's breath. You know, I would be, asking the people next to me, like, can we switch? There's no way you want to sit against the window and not the aisle. People plan their trips ahead so they can sit in the aisle. Flying is not a magical experience after the age of 12. The window, I mean, again, you shouldn't have picked the window. You wouldn't want to sit at the window. Nobody wants to sit against the window if they don't have to. I can spread my legs wide out. I can talk to people. I can see the people. I can watch the bathrooms. I can watch the cabin. I can almost see the pilot.
Okay. We will tally the scores now. Okay, the scores are in.
I'm excited, nervous, happy.
So I had you pretty much toe to toe. I do think that Jean missed one crucial rebuttal. When you're in the aisle seat, you have to move for other people. If you're in the window seat, you have to make people move, but that's not all that bad for you. Steven, you cannot actually see that much from the aisle seat. I have been in an aisle seat, and they have told us to look at something outside of the window because we flew by something cool, and there was a kid with his head in the window, and I could not see anything.
I wasn't going against you. I'm going against him.
But the final scores are Jean with 17 and Steven with 16, making Jean the winner today, and the total record, Steven 4 and Jean 3.
There we go, baby.
Congratulations.
On something that you were pretty sure you were going to win on that one?
No, I busted your ass. I wanted you to win this one.
No, come on.
I busted your ass. I had way more points than you. You basically just had the window to look out, and you could pivot.
The pivot's huge. That extra movement, not having an ass. Those it's not much cushion on those seats after 3 hours. It turns into a hard rock, and you're getting the move.
Did you dock me a point for going over time?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it!
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, play by the rules, man. Quit cheating.
All right.
How did the points break down?
I actually had everything the same except for the closing statement
Yeah,
and the
fucking-
docked point.
I went all over a point. I busted his ass. It's fine. You win.
I don't know,
I
though.
still. I can't believe you picked window seat. A million times I would think you would want the aisle, because you always have to use the bathroom. And you can spread out when you're on the aisle. You can. There's all that empty space.
Yeah, but you can only spread out the one way. If the aisle's to your left, you can only do that, and there's
And they don't want your feet hanging out.
yeah, and then also when you were saying, smelling people's breath, that's the whole thing. If it gets hot, everyone has their own air vent.
Well, once we do our first sibling rivalry live in Vegas, we'll see where you sit.
Also, and now this is going. I will say that mine is predicated on I'm traveling with someone I know. This isn't by myself.
Because people really do go out of their way to get the aisle seat.
I could see that. Also, those are a lot of those people. Some people just need to be the first to stand up. They really think that 3 seconds is, when the plane lands, they want to get on and off.
Personally, I would always pick the window.
Because you kind of want to hide a little bit and be snug like a
And
bug.
I just don't want people to walk by and bump me. I don't want to be exposed to people going to the bathroom and being stinky when
You
they
don't
come
wanna
back.
I like people watching on planes.
And when you, especially with her too, because she can once they put the seatbelt fashion sign up, she can kind of bring her legs up and stuff, and
it's a different ball game for you.
Yeah.
Like, if we were flying together, you have to sit in the middle.
Oh, of
Jean
course.
always makes me sit in the middle.
That's just for everyone's sake, and also it's
And you're
more,
safer that
yeah,
way.
Cushioned.
yeah.
Nobody can get to you without going through one of us.
True.
So, alrighty.
I also, it can be scary sitting on the window. If there's turbulence and shit, I don't even want to look. I'd be like, close the window, man.
Nah, see, that's I want to.
But if you're on the window, then you can close the window.
Well, that was a sibling rivalry. I'm getting it even. The new Gene, his brain's thinking better, faster. Synapses are going, and more to come. Thanks for watching, everybody. I've been Gene Labordi. The sore loser walked off. He's pouting in the corner,
I think he's crying.
crying. Why you crying, boy? Because Stephen Labordi and Rachel being the judge, jury, and executioner, and the ones and twos. Rachel Labordi, thank you very much. Everyone enjoy, have a good week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.